Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2016 mid-month readings. I continued to use the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month and the month in its entirety, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional ninth card as your overall theme, general energy, and feeling over the reading. These are general readings, remember, so they won't apply or resonate the same with everyone who watches. Of course they won't. How could they? Because there's so many of you watching, and you all come from such different backgrounds and diverse histories with different things going on in your life. So make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well, particularly in different areas of your life. I often find that, not always, but often, that my primary sun sign resonates for me better in matters of career and business and general surface public life. My rising sign to be a little more predictive in matters of my personal relationships. And my moon sign, I find better guidance and insight for spiritual matters and deepest innermost feelings and fears. So make sure you check all three to get as clear and whole and definitive a picture as possible. And for those of you who include me in the readers you regularly watch and follow, thank you so very much for your feedback and guidance and love and support. It is a pleasure to see the family growing so quickly on a daily basis. And please keep the comments coming. You're so great at giving feedback, particularly in describing how the readings resonate for you in your lives. So please keep that up. I don't have time, of course, to respond to each and every one of them, but I do read all of them. So thank you very much for those and for watching and listening and subscribing. And for those of you who keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings, again, my thanks and appreciation to you. It is an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you for allowing me the trust to interpret and intuit the cards for you, and for giving me feedback that constantly validates my faith in the divine energies, which guides the cards so true and so predictively. And if there's any of you out there who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About button on my channel's homepage, and you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. And I would be delighted to work with you. Send me an email and we'll go from there. My current turnaround time is anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 days, but almost always within a week. So let's move along and get right into this reading. This is for Scorpio for June 2016 mid-month. Scorpio, June 2016 mid-month. The fascinating water sign of Scorpio. The stingers. What does the remainder of this beautiful month of June hold for you? Okay. We begin with the Five of Cups, followed by the Temperance card, the Ten of Cups, followed by the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Cups, followed by the Three of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, theme, and feeling over the reading is the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, two aces, new beginnings. And it looks like very tangible, visible, action-oriented beginnings, Scorpio. So let's just take a quick look and see what comes through. Okay, let's begin. So we find ourselves in the middle of June 2016, Scorpio, with the Five of Cups, followed by the major arcana card of Temperance. So the Five of Cups. Cups is governed by the element of water, and it's all about that watery fluid world of emotions and feelings. It's also a suit that can represent love and relationships, all different kinds of relationships. The Five of Cups is a card about loss and grief over that loss. You can see that there's a man kneeling down in the grass, and beside him in the grass are these three beautiful goblets, and they're tipped over and spilled out, signifying a loss of some kind, something. And he's grieving. You can tell he's in grief about it. He's all of his mental and emotional attention is focused on these three cups that are tipped over and spilled out beside him. This is representing, I think, and now of course this is going to play out differently, but Scorpio, I feel like around the middle of June 2016, I feel like for a lot of you, this is something from the past, but the recent past, energies that you're still kind of you're getting out of, you're moving on. I think for a lot of you, this is going to represent a situation that you're moving on from and that you've learned a great deal from. For others of you, this is going to represent something that's a little more present focus that you're going through right now that's still very fresh. But I think for a lot of you, this is something you're kind of on the tail end of coming out from. And it's some kind of some kind of emotional grief or loss. You do have one, two, three, four cup cards in this spread. So it is something in your emotional life. It's something I think with a lot of you, it's love and relationships or something that you feel very emotional or strong about. And again, it feels like a loss, or for some of you, a smaller amount, it's a fear of loss. Now, the advice attached to this is that there are still beautiful things in your life to be enjoyed, still blessings to be enjoyed, and opportunities coming your way. Because you can see that behind this man, there are these two other goblets there, beautiful, glowing golden goblets, still upright, still full. But he can't see them because he's not looking at them. His back is turned to them, and his attention, mental and emotional attention, is completely focused on the three that he's lost. So this is a card that speaks of spending a little too much time, or perhaps a lot too much time and attention focused on what you've lost, what you feel's been taken away from you, what's changed, what no longer is. It's basically about kind of looking backwards, being stuck in the past. But the danger in doing that is you miss some of the beautiful things, the beautiful blessings that are still in your life, or any opportunities which may be coming your way, because you're so focused on basically the past pain. There's a time to honor the grief and pain and embrace the lessons that we've learned from negative or challenging things in our life. But then there comes a time where we have to say goodbye to it and move on into the future, because you can't look both ways at the same time. If you're looking backwards, that's where your attention is. If you're looking forwards, that's where your attention is. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're moving through the tail end of this energy of a loss of some kind. And I feel like a lot of you have gained a great deal of wisdom and temperance and patience from whatever this situation, this loss that you've suffered. For others of you that are still going through this, that it's still very fresh and very present focus, the advice is to remain tempered and balanced and patient with it, and to retain that inner peace that you carry inside no matter what's going on the outside, because this Five of Cups is paired with the Temperance card, beautiful major arcana card. And temperance is a very strong message and guidance from divine energies that, again, it's what's called for in this situation if you're dealing with it in a very fresh, present, focused way. And for those of you that are coming out of the end of this grieving period, this period of loss, you've gained a great deal of patience and temperance. And the key to utilizing the energies of temperance is to find that peaceful, grounded place, or build that peaceful, grounded place inside of yourself so that you carry it with you wherever you go. It's also about holding, because this is about holding opposite extremes in perfect unison and perfect harmony. No matter what kind of chaos or whatever is going on in your outside world, Scorpio, you have that grounding, that anchor, that internal compass inside of you, which temperance represents. Um, in spite of, and some of you because of this loss that you've undergone. And I feel like, and for others of you, this is going to be represent some kind of struggle that you've been in the midst of, that either something that you've lost that you've been struggling not to lose, or something that you're still fighting for, and it's trying to remain hopeful. For a lot of you, it's going to be trying to remain hopeful and balanced in the middle of that, no matter what's going on the outside. It feels like a lot of you are defending either actual home, family life, something to do with home and family. For some of you, this could be an actual physical home. Um, We do have the Ace of Pentacles as your crowning card, which represents new beginnings in a very tangible way. It can also represent house and property. So for some of you, what you're fighting for, of course, this can play different ways. You're fighting perhaps to keep a house, perhaps there's a threat of foreclosure, perhaps you're fighting for a home. For others of you, this is going to be a more intangible sort of struggle. It's something to do with the stability and happiness and harmony of your home, your family, or something that falls under that umbrella. Because we have next to that the 10 of Cups paired with the 7 of Wands. So the 10 of Cups is the happy home card, the happily ever after card. The artist depicted the artwork on here as if it was what he or she was coming home to at the end of the day. It's a 10 too, which represents the end of a cycle, the culmination, the coming full circle of something in a beautiful sort of way. All the puzzle pieces finally coming together. This representing family, home, harmony, wholeness, integration, the place where you can finally take your shoes off and call it home, the place where you fit, where you belong. It can represent finally, it doesn't necessarily have to mean family in terms of blood family or even marriage or children. It can be just finally struggling to, I think, for a lot of you, Scorpio, struggling to find and belong in a group of people, an environment that includes people that you feel very connected with, your home group, where the place where you can be authentically you. Again, I'm getting different energies. So for some of you, it's actual home, it's your family life, your home life. Because of the abundance of cups, you could be fighting for it in terms of relationships. It could be, perhaps a relationship being rocky, a divorce situation potentially, foreclosure on a home. I'm also getting, for a lot of you, it's about fighting to belong or to keep a group together, to keep something together, a common group of people, maybe a very close knit group of, however it works out, because I'm getting a variety of different energies. It's about your home group, your family, home harmony. That's what you've been struggling with. You have been struggling with. Some of you are currently struggling with. You're struggling to hang on to it, to keep it whole, to keep it together. You're defending it because you feel so strongly about it. This is the culmination of that, the perfect dream for you. And you're defending that, you're standing by it, you're fighting to hold on to that, because that 10 of Cups is paired with the 7 of Wands. Interesting, the different messages I'm getting. The underlying feeling is still the same. I just think in specifics, it's playing out pretty differently depending on who's watching. So you guys will have to comment and let me know how this is resonating for you. That 10 of Cups is paired with the 7 of Wands. So Wands is the suit of Wands is governed by fire and air. Very dynamic combination, very dynamic suit. Wands is all about change, movement, action, power, forward momentum. It's active. It's an action-oriented suit. It can point towards career, any creative or artistic endeavors. It's really, the suit of wands is really about the manifesting energy that makes our dreams and ideas turn into actual physical reality. It's about how to manifest that, the energy, the creative inspiration behind that. The 7 of wands is primarily a defensive card. It does represent standing by, up, or for something you believe very strongly in. You feel very strongly in it because you have a sense of ownership in it, because you've invested so much of yourself into it. Heart, soul, time, money, resources, perhaps for some of you, particularly if this is a property matter. If it's just family or an internal close group that you're fighting to keep together, or fighting for that wholeness and that harmony. It's just you've invested so much of yourself into whatever this is, Scorpio, and for some reason you're going through some kind of challenge, or have been recently, where you feel like it's threatened somehow, or maybe threatening to fall apart or come apart. This card talks about holding on to that dream and fighting for it, standing by and defending that which you have invested so much in. A very strong, bright, positive feeling. It's kind of I feel kind of a warrior fighting sort of feeling, but not in a negative conflict way. It's about standing up for what you have invested so much and worked so hard for. Now, right next to that, we have the 9 of Cups. A beautiful combination, actually. We have the 9 of Cups paired with the 3 of Cups. So whatever it is, you guys are, I think a lot of you, the majority of you, you're going to be successful. Whatever it is you're fighting for, And I think perhaps from time to time getting stuck in, oh my gosh, look at everything I've lost, and I'm going to lose what I have left. I've already lost so much. I don't want to lose what little I have left or what I've managed to build up. Again, regardless of how it specifically resonates, Scorpio, there's just this very strong underlying feeling of wanting to keep fight for what you have left, what you have, what you've built up, about not losing something, and that something is strongly related to family and home, or that feeling about being in that group where you feel at home, or you feel authentically you, and you've invested a lot of yourself into it. And standing by it and fighting for it is and trying to be centered and grounded through all of that, as the Temperance card calls for, is what's going to garner you success. I mean, for most of you watching this, perhaps not everybody, because it is a general reading and everybody's lives are very different. But for a lot of you watching this, you're going to have success and it's going to feel so good. And you're going to be celebrating with other people, this group of people, whether it's your family or this close-knit circle of people. We have the Nine of Cups, which is the yes card. It's referred to as the yes card, the getting what you want card, having your dream come true. Uh, Success, triumph, and it's having not just enough, but more than enough. It's having an overabundance. You can see that this man is holding up his goblet. He's a happy man. In other tarot decks, I've seen him as a kind of a rotund, portly sort of man, implying that he has more than enough to eat. He has more than enough to drink. His physical surroundings are comfortable. He enjoys them. He has not just enough for himself, but all these other 8 cups are full and ready to be handed out to family and friends, because his cups are overflowing. And it's all about that ultimate happiness. It's sitting right next to the 10 of cups, 9 and 10 of cups. Whatever this is, you're going to hang on to it, that you're fighting for. You're going to have it. You're going to be able to hang on to it. And you and other people, there's a like a group feeling about this. Again, whether it's family or a group of close knit people, or a group of people that are fighting for the same thing. Um, success in this struggle. And celebration about that. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a celebration card, but more than that, it's about being in that place surrounded by people with whom you belong, that you fit in, that you are authentically and comfortably you, and just reveling, celebrating, and just reveling in the beauty and joy of being in that group of people that you feel so connected with, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's some organization that's near and dear to to your heart. For some of you, again, this is a property manner, but it's like it's home. It's got that connection to it. So again, please let me know how this plays out for you guys, because I'm getting like 5 or 6 different stories in my head. So it's a beautiful combination. Stand by it. Utilize this energy, this defending, standing by it. What you've invested so much in, Scorpio, because that's where you're going to have your success. And this thing is going to stay together. These people are going to stay together, and I just get the sense you're going to be reveling in it and enjoying the blessing of that. Now, at or towards the end of June 2016, Scorpio, we have the Four of Pentacles paired with the Ace of Wands. We end with new beginnings. Your overall crowning card is new beginnings too. You're going to be able to hold on to what you have, to that foundation of what you've built so far, which has the potential to grow into something even more established and beautiful. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card about holding on, not losing what you have. Sometimes it can play out in a negative way, like holding on too tightly. Keep an eye out for that. It's standing by what we've worked for, and being hard and worked hard and invested a lot of ourselves in. But sometimes that can make us hold on a little too tight and not be willing to share or to open up. And we want to watch out for that, because it goes against the energy of the Nine of Cups, which is sharing the abundance that we've been blessed with others. But I feel at or towards the end of June, again, whatever the struggle has been, whatever you've been fighting to keep, to hold on to keep together, you're successful in holding on to it. It feels very good, and it's stable as well too. The Four of Pentacles represents stability. For some of you, this is going to be a tangible, something tangible, like an actual home, or something visible, because it's Pentacles. Pentacles is governed by Earth, the element of Earth. So the Suit of Pentacles is all about things on our earthly, tangible, material environment, things we can see and touch and feel because it's governed by earth. Solid, rooted, reliable, dependable earth. Often Pentacles points towards things like money, finances, property, assets, tangible things like that. You can apply the same energies to love and relationships, spirituality. It's about the tangible results, the tangible manifestation of our efforts. The Four of Pentacles represents holding on to what you've built up, the stability of a tangible kind of stability. So, which is probably really going to resonate for those of you who are struggling to hold on to a home or a property or a business or something like that. It looks like you're going to be successful in doing that. Very celebratory, but again, it's something, it feels like something you're in with other people. And you guys are all on the same page. It's like very connective. And this represents new beginnings or this victory or this success and whatever you're able to keep together. You're often running on new beginnings at the end of the month because that Four of Pentacles is paired with the Ace of Wands. And for some of you, this is going to mean having the stable foundation, the resources, the backing to be able to have this new beginning, which is what the Ace of Wands represent. Wands represents the Ace of Wands would represent like a new aces are the ones, so they represent new beginnings, seeds, promise, potential. The Ace of Wands would show up as like an inspirational idea, a burst of energy and enthusiasm about something, a new beginning that's got you very fired up, very a lot of creative, enthusiastic, passionate, inspirational energy behind this. This is the action oriented. Let's move. At the end of June 2016, it's you're off and running with this thing on this new beginning, which is actually called for. The Ace of Wands is calling you to be active and show an outward manifestation of energy to make whatever this is more of a reality or take it in a new path and a new direction. Because aces represent seeds, and seeds are not going to remain anything but seeds if they need to get planted in the ground, watered, fertilized, nurtured, taken care of, so that all the promise that's contained in that little tiny seed can grow and blossom and become the most beautiful manifestation of what it's intended to be. Otherwise, aces would fizzle out as just initial ideas or bursts of energy, which, if not acted upon, just end up fizzling and going nowhere. So at or towards the end of June 2016, you are off and running, Scorpio. And sorry, I just saw a spider kind of, I was encouraging him to go the other way. And so all of this new beginnings, it's beautiful. It's something about what you're going through. I think in the middle of June, you get stuck in these energies of, am I going to be able to do this? I'm going to lose what I have, or I'm going to lose what I've built up, or I'm not going to be able to get together what I have to keep this home, to keep this group, to keep this business, to have a new beginning and a new path. I think you get a little stuck in that negative energy. But the Temperance card, remember, is asking you to have hope, have faith, have that center, that peaceful, harmonious place within you. Have faith in that, regardless of what's going on the outside. Stand by whatever you're fighting for, whatever you're defending. Stand by it because that's what's going to garner you success. And at the end of June, this new beginning, underscored by your crowning card, the Ace of Pentacles. Again, new beginnings, new paths, tangible, visible, new beginnings. So again, but strongly related to home and family. I think for a lot of you, it's a house. It's something which strongly affects you and your family, or you and your family group, a group of people, a business where you're all like really emotionally invested in something. Again, you'll have to let me know. I'm getting a few different stories in my head. So it could be a move for some of you, or the selling of a home for some of you so that you can have new beginnings. It's going to give you enough of a stable foundation so that you can go. Yeah, it's going to play out differently. So, anyway, it's a very exciting and powerful reading, Scorpio. Don't get stuck in that negative energy. Remember, for those of you who are watching this, remember this video. If you get caught up in that and go, okay, no matter what's going on the outside, I'm gonna stay centered. I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna have faith, and above all, don't give up. Keep fighting because it looks like for at least the majority of you, you are going to have success with other people. Again, this is a very connective we us kind of feeling. So good for you, Scorpio. I know you're well up to the task. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Scorpio. I hope it's brought you some insight. and wisdom and hope and faith. It looks like you're going to have a lot to celebrate, maybe around the third week or so. And at the end of June, you're going to be off and running onto new paths and new beginnings. So thank you very much for watching. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About button or About sign on my YouTube channel's homepage. That'll give you some more information. And you can contact me directly at Maggie the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the July 2016 general monthly readings. In between now and then, I hope to have time to put out a set of short general finance and career readings. We'll see how that goes. And but I will see you definitely in July for sure. So as always, Scorpio, until then, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy, happy life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.